everybody, welcome back to Without a Paddle Woodworks. This week we're going to be building a mount for a set of antlers. So far all I've done is I've cut my wood. I cut it to 24 inches, which I felt was pretty nice width for the antlers here. This was given to me, so we're just gonna make something nice to mount it and figure out exactly what we're gonna do with it. Might become a hat rack, it might become just a display piece on my deck. It's hard to say at this point. We'll get this all finished and then we'll figure out where we're going to mount it. I will end up cutting a piece to put underneath the skull part just to raise it away from the mount a little bit, give it a little bit more depth, and then it's not rubbing on the wood here. So let's get started. Put that over there because we don't need that for now. So these are just pieces of skid board that I had sitting outside. They're a little weathered, cupped. They're not perfectly flat. The seams aren't the greatest. I could do something about that, but I do kind of like the rustic look of it. I think the way I'm going to do this is we're going to mark all these pieces. I'm going to install a few dowels in them. So I'll have to build a center finder because I don't have one of those. And then I think for the glue up, we'll just glue everything together and then I cut a couple of strips and we'll just throw a couple of screws in to hold everything together. On the edges, I have two clamps that will be long enough to hold the center in, but this will hopefully kind of try and level everything out. I'm not too worried about the screw holes because I will end up put some trim around it. So yeah, that's our plan. I'm gonna go ahead, quickly build the center finder, see how well it works, and then I'll explain to you guys how I did it. It's fairly easy. I've seen a number of videos of people showing you how to build it, but we'll see if I can build it and get it to work properly. That's going to be the main thing. From what I've seen in the videos that I've watched, measurement is everything. Getting everything perfect. So yeah, we'll stack these up over here. I'll go ahead, I'll build that and see how well that works. Okay, all I did was I gave these edges a quick sand so they're ready for glue. Didn't do anything with the front or the back. We'll deal with all that later. Here's the tool that I made. It looks a little... looks like it should work. Basically, so this is 1 inch wide. I measured in 3/4 of an inch from the end, put a mark there, an inch from that, another inch, and then another 3/4 of an inch. And then measured and put another mark at a 1/2 inch from the outside edges. This one here looks a little bit off, but my distance looks pretty decent using the eyeball tape measure. 5/16 inch hole for my pencil, and then this whatever the dowel size is. I drilled a couple of holes in a scrap piece just to test to see which size worked best. I think my pencil hole is a little bit off, but I don't know, I guess we'll see how it works. So I figure 3 dowels per edge. Yeah, I'll measure this out, mark everything, and see how well it works. So, this tool seems to work pretty well. No complaints really about it. I guess I could make it prettier. I think it's pretty accurate. I mean, there's my marks. So I went over it in one direction, basically holding it like this, went over it, marked it, flipped it this way, marked it, kind of moved it around as much as I could, and my mark is pretty accurate. Is it in the center of the board? No, but that's probably going to be an issue. I mean, I'll do one hole first, test it, and see how bad it turns out. We may be aborting the dowels. But I'm gonna go drill a hole and I'll let you know how it turns out. Well, actually, I'm fairly happy with that. Figured I'd bring you guys in close for this. There is a little bit of a kind of difference in thickness there, same as on the back, and I maybe should have clamped them together while I was doing all my measuring, because there is a bit of a difference in length, but that's okay. We can trim off a 1/16 of an inch after, once it's all built. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. Let's pull it off. I think the biggest thing is I'm gonna have to figure out or play around a little bit with the depth I go when drilling these. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with how that first one turned out. So I'll get the other ones drilled. I'll have to pull that out because I want to get a little bit of glue inside there. And yeah, so I will drill these all out. And I think I might have to cut some more dowels. And get her glued up. Here it is, all glued together. Gotta wait for the glue to dry now, but all I did was, because it had kind of warped with both of these edges facing upwards, I put a bar across, or a piece of scrap wood across here, Drilled 2 pilot holes in the middle board, ran my 2 screws from the back side to kind of pull the middle and have it all levelish. I did notice already I've got a bit of a difference in height there. The rest of it is not too bad. This one's a little bit, that one's kind of the worst. And the only problems that I really ran into when putting it all together was a couple of my holes weren't deep enough. So I had to come back and drill those a little bit deeper. But here it is now. That's kind of similar to what it's going to look like when it's finished. We're going to have some trim on both sides and the top and the bottom. But yeah, we'll see what it looks like when we're taking the clamps off. Okay, let's take the clamps off. Take the screws out. There we have it. All glued together with dowels. It's pretty not bad. It'll be good enough for the rustic look I'm going for. Yeah, a little bit of trimming on the side, really just one side. Yeah, that one's a little bit long, but okay, so the next step, put that down there. Sorry, I wish I was better prepared. So I think just going to use a piece of 1x6. What if I got anything a little bit smaller? Okay, I will be right back. Hey guys, so I forgot to hit record. I found this piece of 1x4, basically set it on there, traced it out. Now I'll take it over to the bandsaw, cut it out, and then we gotta center it on our mount there. And yeah, I'll show you when this is all cut out. Okay, so we've got this all ready. I talked to the wife. She said not to put a border on it. So this is pretty much how it's going to be. I just got to level out the edges, make sure they're, I mean, it's got a bit of a bow to it, but that's fine. So get this set up here. Kind of liking it right there. So, and we just gotta drill a couple of pilot holes, screw this down. I am going to leave the screws out a little bit, and I'll show you why in a second. So, let's make sure this will work as I planned. So that should be decent. Cool. Oh boy. Okay, so I left the screws out a little bit so that it won't just like spin, but that doesn't seem to be working. I guess I didn't leave them or get them over far enough. Okay, well, that's marked. So drill my pilot hole for that, but then I'm gonna get some finish on this. Get these two edges trimmed up a little bit. Get some finish on it, and then we'll mount the rack and see where we're going to install it. I might give it a quick sanding. I'm not going to go too crazy because I want the kind of natural weathered look on the wood. So yeah, I'll get this trimmed up, get some finish on it, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. Oh, and I'm gonna router the edges. Just give it a quick once over with the normal round over bit that I use. So it'll give it a little bit of a finished edge. So I'm gonna get these trimmed up, get it routed, sanded, some finish on it, and we'll be back. Okay, here's the finished product. As you can see, went and rounded off the edges. I burnt it to give it a little bit of a rustic kind of vibe. Here, let me stand it up here. It's kind of hard to get it perfect because it's not perfect. This side is a lot smaller than this side. The two screws I had didn't work 100%, so I added 2 more screws. It's definitely a lot better. Should hold better. But yeah, there it is. I will install it or put it up and show you guys the completely finished product. But once again, thanks to everybody who watched. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Yeah. Once again, thanks for everybody who watched, and get out there and build something. See you on the next one. Okay, there it is, all installed. All finished. Pretty happy with how it turned out. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Also, we're on Facebook, Without a Paddle Woodworks. So if you want to check that out and give that a follow, that would be awesome. Okay, thanks everybody. We'll see you on the next one.